Hey guys, it's Robert from East Coast Sawing Design. Today I want to talk about some topics that affect my personal life, my growth, my experiences as a woodworker, as a logger, as a sawmill operator, and just some advice I'd like to give to some of the people out there in the community who want to get into this and who need to understand some hard truths. Um, so, throughout my years as a logger, firewood cutter, running and operating a small bandsaw sawmill, and more recently in the last 4 years, 3.5, 4 years as a woodworker, self-taught woodworker, is sometimes you have to give yourself a break when you don't think you deserve one. And that break can come in many forms. Sometimes you need to understand you'll need a break from what you're doing. Uh, there's no reason to be killing ourselves in this craft. um, physically, but also mentally. Sometimes it can really drag when you got deadlines and you got people to satisfy or projects to finish. Sometimes it can be mentally exhausting. But a lot of the times, especially related to the sawmill and firewood operations, is the physical exhaustion, the burnout. And sometimes you just gotta sit back and realize, you know what, it's not worth hurting myself over. I've been doing this since I was a kid. I have two ruptured discs in my lower back. One was in 2007. It was Boxing Day, which was beautiful out. We had t-shirts on, and I bent over the wrong way and I ruptured a disc. The second disc I ruptured was in 2022, which was the year I started my woodworking journey. And I bent over. I was doing some firewood. I was out in the middle of the yard. I wasn't even down in the woods, and I bent over the wrong way and uh, felt a pop in my back, and all of a sudden couldn't feel nothing from the waist down for about 10 minutes, except excruciating pain. So I haven't been posting nearly as much content this summer for both the firewood and the sawmilling operations, just because I'm physically hurting. I'm too sore at the end of the day to even consider posting content. So I've just learned to accept that not every day I'm going to get content made out. So, but the hardest lesson for me in the last year was realizing I have to give myself a break on that. I have to be understanding of my physical limitations, that not every day is a good day for me to be able to make content, um, and just accept that. Your own Everybody's their own worst critic, and sometimes we're just so hard on ourselves because we're not able to perform. And sometimes you just got to realize, you're just not going to be able to perform because you're in too much pain. So if I could go back in time and tell my younger self to slow down, take more frequent breaks, listen to your body, that would be the advice I give everybody. That would be advice I give my younger self, even just 5 years ago younger. um, like yesterday, I pulled a couple logs. I did my morning firewood routine. um, for anybody that doesn't know, I my family burns firewood exclusively for our heat. We use oil and a heat pump as a supplementary heat, but bulk of our firewood is the bulk of our heating is firewood. So we burn about 12 to 14 cords per year. So it's a lot of firewood. And because I'm doing it by myself, my father has hit the point of his life where he's not able to do firewood anymore. Um, I'm limited to how much I can do a day without hurting myself. So yesterday I did my load of firewood. It was a beautiful load of maple, 10-inch rock maple from 10, 12-inch rock maple from our swamp. Um, Usually I like to keep some logs that big for the sawmill, but I actually kept the 18 feet of the tree for myself, which was 18 inches tapered down to about 12. So quite a nice section of logs. I'll post a picture of them here. And so I had done that. Then earlier on in the day, or later on after the firewood, I had a gentleman here who was buying some logs off me. He's a fellow local woodworker, or not logs, live edge slabs, and we milled up four logs into live edge slabs. He bought a slab from each log, so I had that physical labor, manhandling those logs onto the sawmill. They're small enough that, to me, setting up the ramps is a bit of waste of time, but at the same time, you're tearing into yourself too much by just manhandling them. Then in the afternoon, I had dragged these 3 logs out on the ATV trailer, and I'll post a picture here, and trying to flip them into the trailer. Those logs weigh more than I do. It just really took a toll on my back. So today I'm kind of suffering for that. This morning I cut down a beautiful ash tree, about maybe 12 inches across the butt, 14 inches across the butt, and I kept the bottom 6 feet for myself, and loaded up the trailer with all the cut rounds. And when I came out of the woods, like, I could hardly walk today. So take a rest. Even if it's not in the best interest of what you're doing, it's in the best interest of your body. So I hope these words of wisdom can help a couple other people understand that taking a break is not the be all end all. That sometimes your body is telling you to stop for a reason. So I'm gonna hope to get some more content out now that we're into the fall weather. I've got a lot more sawmilling to be doing for live edge projects, all my next year's wood. I also have some cutting board videos coming out shortly. I'm entering a craft show in the fall, and I'm doing a lot of exotic hardwood cutting boards, which is not something I get to work with very often. So I'll show you a piece right here. So this is a piece of exotic purple heart. This comes from Brazil, and I've got this piece. I've got another piece coming in the mail. So I just recently worked on a chevron pattern cutting board for it. So hope to have some content for you guys coming out for the fall, and we'll go from there. So hope you like the video, guys. Hope you like all my videos. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification button so you know when I post content. And leave a comment if this video or any of my videos you like.